Hey guys, welcome to Nightlight. And in this edition, I'm just going to rant about a book that I just finished reading, which is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I just finished reading this book a few days ago. I love it. I like this book so much. And I don't know, I just want to rant about like deep dive about what I like about this book and who would I recommend this book to. So yeah, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. What is it about? This book is about three main characters, which is Sadie, Sam, and Marks, who are game developers. The main thing about it's actually like a story about love. I think it's better you don't know anything going on into this book. In summary, this book is a beautiful exploration about love in all type of form. Love in romantic form, love in a platonic way, love of making things and having passion, and love of building something, love over your creation and the importance of ownership, owning your creation, love with other human beings, love with a non-being. So it's just I'm like it's just like a very beautiful writing about love. I know this review is like all over the place, but like bear with me again. This is Sidelight, so it's like ranting. I think what really stood out for me is how Gabrielle Zevin portrays the different relationship within our main characters, which is Sadie, Sam, and Marks. You can tell by the writing of how much thought and how alive these characters are. Like you feel their emotion, you feel what they feel, you justify their actions and the decision that they make. It's makes sense for each character. It's so believable and it's so real and it's so vivid that you just like hear this people's life. It feels like reading their diary. It feels so real. The depiction of the character is so real, which is moving on to my next argument why I love this book so much. First one is the characters. The character dynamic is amazing. First, we have Sadie. Her story is deeply layered. For context, she's like a minority in the gaming industry that is subconsciously has like a constant need to prove herself, because she's not trying to be like first woman in la la la. She doesn't want to be that, but the current status quo, how the world works, that's how it should be labeled. Seeing her frustrations between those paradox of not wanting to like prove herself, she wants to prove it based on what she created, but at the same time she's so mad when the public doesn't see it that way, just because she doesn't have good enough marketing. That is also like another thing for me, like her paradox of having to navigate like this quid pro quo situation, and then learning her past, understanding her avoidant attachment styles to relationship. What does that affect her friendship, and how she deal with the people around her? It's very, in a way, relatable. Again, as someone who works in marketing, that side of it's not enough of like you create something, you still have to market them in a way that probably you wouldn't really want. I really do understand that frustration. So I found her characters is a very close to my heart, I guess. I think that is for Sadie. So second main character is Sam. Story is mostly, I think, dealing with his insecurities and how does this insecurities shape how he expresses himself, and the nuance of how it manifested into like his older days and how he want to be perceived by the public. That I think is also a very interesting story to read, and seeing his growth from someone who's very not timid, but I guess more insecure, to the point where he has to take actions and very loving towards the person that he loves, very nurturing to the person that he deeply care about, is an amazing character arc, and I think that's vague enough for me to not like spoil what happened. But from this to the back, Sam's character is just it's just so it's just so heartwarming. You can really see how his belief and his actions started to contradict, and during like the crescendo or like the third act, when something happens, you can see how he changed from someone who's quite self-centered to someone who's more of a caring person, and that is one of my favorite things about this book. Lastly, we have Marx. He's the balancing character, I think, out of the two, and I'm going to do spoiler for this part, so skip to the following minutes if you don't want to have spoilers. But spoiler alert. Okay, I truly believe that Marx might be the author of the book. What do I mean by that? So the way that Gabrielle Zevin Marx has so much sympathy. He's my favorite character out of this book, and he's just loving and sensitive and complex, and he's from a theater background, so he's more in the managerial role of the group. I'm not spoiling it all, but like during the crescendo or the top problem of this book, something happened to Marx. And what happened is that the narration from a third person from a third person perspective start addressing Marx as you. So during that time, you are in Marx's shoes, so you're reading the book as if you're Marx, because they start addressing what happened to Marx as you feel this, you feel that. So that's why I think Marx is so likable, because he's the one who's writing this book. That's one theory. The second theory is because the name of this book is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and spoiler alert, it's actually a Shakespeare reference, and Mark is deeply in love in Shakespeare, as he do because he is in theater. It's a very weird name to name the book Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and actually one of the arguments in the book is that Marx is proposing that as the title of a video game. So it might be Marx's story, or this is how he perceived his loved one, how he perceived his best friend, because the title of this book is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and that in itself, the fact that we have a theory in the book about gaming is mind-blowing. Moving on to the second argument of why I love this book so much is because this book is about gaming. And I grew up with games. I grew up watching game theories. I grew up theorizing games. I grew up watching my brother play games. So my family really bonded over games. And there's a lot of references to video games in this book because they are game developers. So there's so many Easter eggs, like the name of the games, and also the theories. I really want to reread this book again and deep dive and make a separate video on all the theories I think is a possibility within this book. I don't know if that's something that is intentionally Gabrielle Zevin is doing, because I haven't watched any review. I haven't watched any of the interview regarding this book, so I don't know if that's the intentions, but I think those Easter eggs and those references makes the story building more vivid, because again, it's a video game world and you are being brewed into this like video game narrative. So the situation of how this book is written should be representative of that. So that's what is the most exciting for me, I think. So my final take is that how do I guess rate this book? I would rate this book 5 out of 5. So yeah, I guess if you're currently contemplating about the meaning of love, if you are in a melancholy feeling but you don't want to feel melancholy, but you want to have like mental discussions with yourself about what it means to be in love, what it means the narrative of love and exploring the different kind of love, please read this amazing journey, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy it, and let me know if you have read this book. And yeah, thank you for hearing my ranting. Bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed the video.